Hi guys, it's Karen with Love Your Land, and I'm gonna do actually two parts to this. I'm shooting this part now, and then like next week or whatever, I'm gonna shoot the other half of it, and that's when you'll see it. But I want to do kind of a see how this goes kind of video with this mini greenhouse. These racks are the same ones that I use inside. Those two that I have, one is this size, and then one is a little wider. Actually, it's double. But I got this one at the end of, like in the fall of last year, because it was $8 or $7 or something at Big Lots, so couldn't pass that up. But I got it because I wanted to try to use it outside as it was intended, and specifically trying out some different forms of thermal mass. So, like right now, it's 50 degrees outside, and in here, I can't see it. In here it is, well, it's gone down. It's 70 degrees. About 10 minutes ago, it was 80. So maybe the temperature here has gone down more than I thought. But there is definitely, a good 20 to 30 degree increase in here during the day. And that's because this is a south-facing area. This is up against a wall. So having a greenhouse, even a little mini portable thing like this up against your house, is definitely going to keep it warmer. And being on the south side of the house also, it's got the sun, all day long, is warming this thing up. The sun is now going over there a little bit, so it's more in the shade, but it's doing really well, I would say, for as cheap and flimsy as this is. I mean, a real greenhouse would do, this doesn't come close to actually insulating these guys as much as a real greenhouse would. But for a 20 to 30 degree increase during the day is pretty good. Some disadvantages to where I have this is that, one, I have it on my deck, and this deck floor is wood slats, so there's all this draft coming up. This thing's open on the bottom, so it's just coming right up into this. But we're still having the 20 or 30 degree increase in temperature. And then down at the bottom, I have two stone pavers. If you can see these orange things down here, they're the regular like 12 by 12 pavers that you have in your garden. In fact, I got them from my garden over there, and I just stuck them in here. They're really heavy. I don't know what they weigh, but they're like, I can only carry one at a time. So first of all, the reason I have them in there is to sturdy this up, because it's totally flimsy and it gets real windy in here. I also placed this, by the way, with a little windbreak. So that's important too, because this is going to get a lot less, it's not going to get pummeled by wind. And the other thing is those act as thermal mass. So all day long, they're soaking up the sun's heat and storing it. And then when the temps go down at night, they're going to start releasing that heat into the little mini greenhouse here and keep the air a little bit warmer than it would be if I didn't have anything else in there, or if I didn't have those in there. The other thing that you can do, and I'm going to do this, I just haven't found one that's small enough yet, is get like a 5-gallon bucket, or in my case, it's going to need to be like a 2.5-gallon bucket, because it has to be pretty short. But black, get a black bucket of some type with a lid, fill it with water, and stick it in there. And that too, probably more so than those guys, is going to collect all that warmth all day long from the sun. And then again, when the temperatures go down at night, it's going to heat things up in there a little bit. Or it's not going to get it, it's not going to be 70 degrees in there. It's going to be, maybe if it's if it's 30 degrees at night here, it might be 40 in there. It struggles a little bit more during the in the evening because it doesn't have the sun, but it does still stay a little bit warmer in the night. In the evening is what I'm trying to say. And so what I have in here, I've only put a few things in so far, but I have a spinach container up there with a lid, and I planted radishes in that. And then down here, I planted like spinach, chard, arugula, and kale. That was what it was. And I put them in those little single cell 6-packs, and I just stuck them in this black tray. But I realized today that I did this 2 days ago, and I realized today that there's too much. I mean, airflow is good in a greenhouse. It's critical, actually. But there's so much airflow in there that those little open little 6-packs of, with little tiny bits of, the pot circumference is like that big. So that it doesn't hold much soil. So they were drying out like right after I would water them. So I put a big a big large salad tub over top of 3 of them, and then I put a clear Tupperware bowl over the other one. And so they have their own little mini greenhouses inside of the mini greenhouse. And I think that's going to work out a lot better. It's really, really dry here in Colorado too. So yeah, I would suggest that. So I will show you guys, well, when you see this video, you're going to see the update that I'm going to do at some point next week. I don't know. I'm going to slap it on the end of this video, but it's going to be once they sprout, I'll bring you in and we can check out what's going on with them. But I wanted to do this because these are so inexpensive, and you know, not everybody can build a greenhouse, and you know, not everybody, like I have one and I'm going to put it up, but I probably shouldn't. But the bigger versions of this that I can actually walk in, it's going to blow away. I mean, it's not going to blow away in my case because it's going to just run into the house, but it gets really windy here. So something a little smaller where I have a little more flexibility on where I can place it is ideal. And I can grow, and then the cool thing is all of these little plants, as they grow, they're already hardened off, essentially, because they're growing outside. Even though they're protected a bit in this greenhouse, it won't be an issue. In fact, by the way, I meant to mention, so it's 80 degrees in there, or 70 degrees, I think I said, right now. And again, 10, 20 minutes ago, it was 80 degrees. That's great for germinating the seeds that are in here. But once those seeds come up, once the seedlings come up, I'm going to have to open this. I think in the very beginning, I'll probably just unzip the sides and just let the wind sort of blow in there. And then as they get bigger and bigger, I'll open it more and more and more. And then you can actually roll this up and tie it with these. So yeah, it'll be a great little house for them, and they'll stay nice and protected. Because I won't be able to work the soil over there in those raised beds until like, you know, May. So anyway, that's it. Yep, we'll post an update here after I'm done talking. Right after this, you're going to see the update, which will be next week or whenever they actually germinate. All right. This is exciting. Okay. I have to stand out of the light, otherwise you can't see me, which I'm not really the important part of the video, but still. So that was February 12th, last Friday, and now it's February 18th, Thursday. So since then, I have had actually I planted them the 10th, these seeds, and on the in the morning of the 16th, I noticed that they had sprouted, or some of them had sprouted. So they probably sprouted the day before. But the point is this thing is working out great. I'm totally thrilled with it. When I first came out here, and it's about 70 degrees right now, and when I first came out here to roll this up and check the temperature, this little guy, get out of the light there, this guy read 100 degrees, and now it's 70. It was 80, and well, obviously, just magically went to, you get my point. But I'm leaving this open because 100 degrees for these little seedlings will fry them. So it's very effective during the day, is my point. A little too much, just like a regular greenhouse, really. If you had a regular greenhouse and you were in there in the summer, you'd pass out in 5 seconds. It's not the summer, it's winter, so it's nice and warm, but this is my version of ventilation that I, cranks and pulleys. So I'm leaving it open for now. I may, if the temperature drops 5 or 10 degrees, I'm going to drop this. I'm just going to untie this wherever, untie it and drop it down. So anyway, it's working out really good. I'm going to bring you in and show you a close up, but the point of me doing this is just to let you know that I love this, and I think it's great. If you live in a climate like mine, I'd highly suggest it, because, I'm going to have all these little green starts that I will either put in bigger pots and continue to grow in here where they're protected. I don't know what the weather's going to do between now and April. So, but if not, then maybe they'll be slow growers and I'll be putting them out there. I don't know, but whatever the case may be, they're growing, and they're growing in here outside where they're meant to be grown. So that's a cool thing. Anyway, I'll bring you in close, and then we'll go inside to see what happened with those radishes. I still haven't dug them up, and so I thought I'd do that with you because I think it'll be fun. Anyway, check it out. Okay, so we're coming in close here. As you can see, the thermostat has already dropped. You can watch it drop, but it's already dropped to about 80. So that's good. So I'll probably just keep this open for the rest of the day. Up here, I have the radishes, and as you can see, several have sprouted, and they're actually doing really well. They're pretty thick stemmed, which is, a testament to actually being grown outside, so that's awesome. I'm going to vent them a little more. They do have ventilation holes on the top of this, oopsie, on the top of this, but you see how much moisture is in there? That's kind of a lot. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then down here we have the kale. Oh my God, it's probably 150 degrees in there. We have kale, Swiss chard, and arugula. The arugula is doing great. Quite happy. The chard has not sprouted at all yet. I don't know why, but it hasn't. And the kale has. The kale, can you see it? Yeah. The kale has, every cell has sprouted. So that's cool. Spinach, when I checked earlier, has not sprouted. Sorry. Let's see. Can you see? Sort of. Yeah, it has, sorry, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it has not sprouted. I'll just take my word for it. I would definitely be telling you if it had. Anyway, so I'm going to take you inside now. We're going to harvest those radishes, okay? Get that done. So hang on. Okay, we're inside. This is like the weirdest hodgepodge of video pieces I've ever done. But it is called a Friday update, so that works. So I brought you in because I'm going to harvest these guys, or at least most of them. Some I can tell are still a little small. And I'm allowing for the fact that they're going to be slow growers because they're in the house and radishes aren't supposed to be grown in your house. But also I wanted to show you, these are, I hope you can see them all. These are the peppers that I transplanted the other day on camera. As you can see, 4 out of 5 of them are doing great. I mean, that guy just couldn't be happier. And this is a banana pepper. This is one of the ones that I tore apart from his little friend. So is this. This is the one that's not real happy. I don't really know why, but he's definitely not happy. So hang in there, little dude. I'm hoping that the added trifecta will kick in and he'll find it and he'll come back to life. Anyway, all right, let's get on with it. So you know, in this one I've shown you at least once or twice. There's one radish in here in particular that I've had my eye on and I really want it. So I'm going to pull him out first. See what we get. Now remember, I grow radishes, like I said, in my house every year, and I never get like real radishes that I could put in a salad ever. But the only difference here is that I added trifecta to the soil before I planted these seeds, and that's a good sized radish. I'm happy with that. Anyway, all right, let's go to another one. Here's one that looks pretty sizable. So there's another one about that big. Look at that guy. Let me look at that one again. That one's actually really good size. Let's see, where's another good one? Here's another good one. So much easier to pull out of a little container than the ground, too, by the way. Oh, that's a great one. This is more bulb-like, but it's definitely a radish. And that might be it for what I'm going to take out today, because the other ones do look kind of small. You know, with radishes, you want to wait till they sort of come up out of the top of the ground so you can see that there's actually a bulb formed. Yeah, I'm going to leave the rest of these guys in here. But that's what happened with these guys, and I think they look fantastic. I'm pretty impressed. Okay, so I'm definitely eating this one first. This is my, look how pretty they are. Can you see how beautiful? And the greens, they're just absolutely gorgeous. You know, you can eat the greens too. They're a little pokey, but if you chop them up really fine and throw them in a salad, you can even saute them with other stuff. They are wonderful. They taste like radish. So I'm going to taste this guy a little bit before I put him in my salad. Yep. Perfect. In fact, these are so good, I think I might have 2 in my salad. Why not? I made a little salad before I started. I'll leave that one, the big one, for somebody else. Before I started it, and it is spinach, kale, chicken, cheese, cranberries, and now radishes that I grew inside. Finally, after all this time, I have radishes that I grew inside in my house. I know I keep going on and on about it, but I'm really impressed. Anyway, there you have it. I have lunch, finally. That guy in there. Okay, that's it. I hope you guys have a great weekend. You know, I'll be talking to you on Facebook, and please subscribe, like the Love Your Lamb page, and yeah, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.